Bali, Indonesia is an exotic island paradise, but living here does not come without its challenges. In this video, I will cover some of the pros and cons of living here. One of the standout perks here is the way tradition and tourism meet in everyday life. Walk through Ubud in the early morning, and you'll see villagers carrying offerings, monks in saffron walking past modern cafes. In 2025, the provincial job market number was just 1.58% unemployed, showing how much the economy still revolves around local livelihoods and culture. That intersection gives you a lifestyle that feels rooted. Not just a beach getaway, but a place where you can slide into local rhythms. Another major plus is the remote-friendly wave that's become a genuine part of life here, not just a gimmick. In 2025, there's been an uptick in co-working venues and quality tourism policies focused on attracting longer stays rather than just one-week vacations. This means you'll find meaningful connections, not just transient crowds. For example, Canggu's archives of cafes and shared workspaces now host regular meetups and skill-sharing sessions among long-term visitors and locals. Tip: arriving outside the peak July-August stretch gives you better deals, better access, and fewer tourists in your daily life. Third, the contrast that Bali offers is genuinely hard to beat. From vibrant nightlife to calm villages, Bali has it all. Some mornings you'll wander through emerald rice paddies in Tabanan or explore quiet warung corners of the interior. Then, by afternoon, you're cruising on a scooter towards sea cliff views at Uluwatu, where the waves are world-class. That range of scenery, mountains, jungle, ocean, is what keeps the place feeling alive. But it's not all postcard perfect. During the wet season, roughly October through March, the island's southern beaches can be hit by huge volumes of plastic and debris-laden waste carried in by currents and rivers. For example, in early January 2025, volunteers collected around 25 tons of waste in 6 days at Kedonganan. Locals and authorities now call parts of the coast a garbage emergency zone, with up to 100 tons of debris removed each day in some areas. Because of that, if you're planning to live or stay here, it's wise to pick a location slightly inland or on a less exposed shoreline for everyday life while still enjoying access to the stunning outdoors. Fourth, the food scene is more than just cheap local eats. Now, it's a creative blend of local produce, artisan coffee culture, and wellness-forward dining. You'll find farm-to-table restaurants sourcing produce from Bali's interior, and neighborhood cafes pulling in international flavors while staying rooted here. Utilities and groceries remain relatively modest. In major hubs, non-rent monthly costs often fall in the $400 to $700 USD range, which means you can afford to treat yourself more often. If you shop in local markets, it allows you to stretch your budget further. Fifth, the cultural calendar keeps evolving and giving you something new. Beyond major festivals like Galungan and Nayepi, in 2025 there's been a rise in indie music nights, art residency pop-ups, and wellness retreats with a local twist. In Sanur and Uluwatu, you'll find yoga, traditional dance evenings, and beach club DJ sets followed by gamelan performances. Because Bali is reinventing itself more than stagnating, you get familiarity and freshness at once. If you live here, keep an eye on local Facebook groups or Insta tags for pop-up ceremony plus beach picnic gatherings. They're surprisingly vibrant and untouristy. If you're drawn to craft communities, you'll also appreciate the growing small business scene. These local creative hubs in 2025 are getting more links into international markets, meaning you're part of a community that's global but grounded. Visiting a workshop and chatting with the maker over morning coffee can be part of your social life here. We've covered the dream, now let's talk about some of the challenges. Because for all the sunsets and smoothie bowls, living in Bali full-time means facing a few realities that don't show up on Instagram. One of the biggest is infrastructure strain. Tourism bounced back hard after 2024, and by mid-2025, Bali was welcoming millions of visitors again. That's great for business, but it's also pushed the island's roads, water systems, and waste management to their limits. Traffic jams in Canggu and Seminyak can turn a 10-minute drive into 45. The fix? Learn to move early in the day, or better yet, live close to where you spend most of your time. Many locals schedule errands around traffic hours like it's part of daily life. Another challenge is the rising cost of housing. Real estate prices have climbed fast, especially in 2025 when demand from long-stay visitors and investors spiked. Reports this year showed villa prices up around 7% in key coastal zones, and many landlords switched to short-term rentals for tourists. That can squeeze residents hunting for long leases. The workaround: go inland or look for leasehold deals before peak season. Towns like Tabanan, Gianyar, and northern parts of Ubud still offer great value. A little distance from the beach can mean half the rent. Healthcare is another thing people underestimate. The island has excellent private hospitals for general care: BIMC, Kasi Ibu, and the new Bali International Hospital. But for anything specialized or serious, most people still fly to Singapore or Jakarta. It's not ideal when time matters. The smart move is private insurance that includes emergency evacuation. It's not cheap, but it buys peace of mind. On the upside, for routine appointments and wellness treatments, Bali's healthcare system is affordable and easy to navigate. And then there's the culture gap, specifically the tightening of social rules. After too many cases of tourists disrespecting temples or public behavior, the local government in 2024 and 2025 began enforcing stricter codes. Dress modestly at religious sites, skip selfies in sacred spaces, and be mindful of community customs. It's not meant to scare you, it's about preserving what makes Bali unique. Finally, the climate itself can be challenging. The tropical weather means heat, humidity, and a rainy season that can flood roads and homes from November through March. It's beautiful, but unpredictable. The trick is preparation. Good drainage, waterproofing, and an emergency stash for days the power flickers out. But dry season, from April to October, makes up for it with crystal skies and beach-perfect weather. So, yes, Bali is a paradise, but it's a living, breathing one, with quirks and tests built into the lifestyle. The people who thrive here are the ones who adapt, who ride the rhythm instead of fighting it. Now that we've gone through the highs and the headaches, let's pull it together. How does Bali actually compare to other tropical destinations? And who does this island truly work for long term? Let's break that down next. If I had to sum up life in Bali, I'd say it's a mix of freedom and friction. The freedom part is obvious. You've got surf breaks, rice fields, cafe culture, and a creative energy that feels alive in a way few places do. But the friction shows up in daily logistics. The roads can wear you down, the infrastructure lags behind its popularity, and managing visas or long-term living can get messy fast. Still, for people who crave movement, warm weather, and a community of doers and dreamers, Bali stays magnetic. It has a boutique, handcrafted feel. The design, the coffee shops, even the villas, it all has a personal touch that makes it stand out. So, who does Bali really work for? It fits if you thrive on creativity, flexibility, and connection. If you like the idea of starting your morning with a smoothie bowl, taking a call with clients halfway across the world, then catching sunset at the beach with friends, you'll feel right at home. But if you need stability, punctuality, or fast internet everywhere you go, Bali can test your patience. It's a place where plans shift, scooters rule, and the rhythm of the island doesn't bend easily to modern timelines. That's also the beauty of it. So, if you're chasing connection, creativity, and adventure, Bali delivers. If you crave order, predictability, and spotless infrastructure, you'll likely burn out on the chaos. The island gives you what you put in, but on its own timeline. If you've lived in Bali or you're planning to move here soon, I'd love to hear how your experience matches up. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe for more city deep dives.